Namaste. I've been creating a number of posts and videos in which I claim, upon deep reflection, that I have identified one factor to be the biggest curse in human society. It is belief. This factor, I argue, lies at the core of all disagreements between individuals, groups, cults, religious sects, religions, and even entire nations. A belief can encompass anything from the conviction that one's way of behaving, working, doing tasks, or living life is the correct one. Consider people at the beginning of a relationship. Initially, they are less likely to insist on their beliefs, prioritizing being presentable and acceptable to the other person. However, as time goes by and they become accustomed to each other, they start imposing their beliefs on one another. The rest is history. Apart from belief being the root cause of most conflicts, or rather all conflicts, people pass on their beliefs to their innocent and unsuspecting progeny, making them equally fanatical about their beliefs. A simple definition of the term belief is that it is an acceptance that something exists or is true, especially without proof. It refers to conviction or confidence in the truth of a statement, concept, or idea, often based on faith and predominantly founded on someone else's claimed experience. Why would an educated and cultivated person want to instill in the tender mind of their child an idea that has no proof and of which the parent has never had substantial evidence? In fact, it amounts to gaslighting. What is to be noted here is that there can be only one truth, but beliefs can be numerous. This clearly means that one belief will be different from another. And it also means that a person of one belief is usually not particularly happy with people of another belief. When I say belief, I don't necessarily mean solely religious beliefs. They could mean personal habits, beliefs in certain traditions, politics, or whatever. I have wondered why even otherwise calm and friendly people become so enraged when confronted by those with other beliefs. After careful consideration, I concluded that belief is the culprit. The most common reaction of people when they are told that what they believed in all along was wrong is anger. If the person who is being challenged is supported by a group of people with similar beliefs, there is even a high chance of bringing violence into the interaction. There you go. You can see where terrorism in the name of religion stems from. My work, or rather my mission, is to enable everyone to experience the bliss of the knowledge that can be acquired from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, in both of which the concept of blind belief simply does not exist. It is only about inquiring, reflecting, internalizing, comprehending, and experiencing. Remember, ask, question, debate, argue, analyze, comprehend, internalize, experience. Always keep in mind the three essential steps of a true seeker. The first one is shodhana, which is the stage of taking a subject and searching and researching for answers. Then comes vicharana, which is a stage of collecting inputs, investigating, thinking, reflecting, and analyzing all the data collected. Finally, it is a stage of anubhava, or experiencing the gained knowledge. The first stage comes under siddhanta, which means theory, the second sadhana, meaning instrument or means, and the final stage is anubhava, meaning experience. The seeking of knowledge becomes complete only when you experience what you have learned. There is no room for blind or irrational beliefs in Vedantic studies. Everything must have an explanation. Only then is experiencing the gained knowledge possible. Have you ever noticed that in the moment of a true pleasant experience, whatever it may be, your mind goes completely blank? It is only when someone asks you to describe the experience that you start to articulate it. During the actual experience, you feel utter bliss because your mind is silent. In that moment, it is the real you, present in the now, free from all attributes and undisturbed by any mental chatter. The entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a dialectical discourse between a despondent warrior king and his friend, philosopher and guide. The Upanishads are fundamentally Q&A sessions between bright students and their evolved teachers. No one teaches any blind belief, nor are there any religious belief systems or religious practices taught in these life-changing scriptures. Then how and why did such a supremely advanced philosophy decay into being called a regressive religion that even assumes a name given by plunderers and colonizers? The reason: ignorance of the masses and injecting the element of belief into the system and legitimizing this unscientific approach by renowned people. The solution: read an easy-to-understand translation of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and some principal Upanishads. I have published my own works, most of which are free of cost. Now, here's the strangest and most amusing aspect of belief. People's beliefs evolve over time. That's right. Reflect on your own beliefs. There are likely many things you once fervently believed in, but now view entirely differently. What does that suggest? Beliefs do change. Why jeopardize your relationships over something that could shift in the future? A belief is simply your acceptance of an idea at a particular moment. Consider most TV debates. People are constantly complaining about what others do or how differently others think. What good does that do? Why don't people keep their beliefs to themselves, unite as one family, and work towards improving everyone's quality of life? I'll share what I did with my son. When he was around 10 years of age, I gave him my English translation of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and asked him to provide a synopsis of his understanding of this life-changing scripture. He did so, and I was utterly spellbound by the depth of his comprehension of Vedanta at such a young age. This experience undoubtedly contributed to shaping him into the fine person he is today, with excellent attitude, manners, and a strong sense of social responsibility. Please remember that the Srimad Bhagavad Gita advises against accepting anything that lacks sense or proper evidence. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita serves as a blueprint for our lives. Be a humble seeker, perform your duties to the best of your ability, detach yourself from the results, and let social responsibility be your guiding principle. It is entirely free from mumbo-jumbo, rites, rituals, symbols, or peculiar clothing for that matter. I will end this presentation with 2 shlokas from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and their respective English translations. Shloka 434. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Acquire knowledge through reverence to teachers who have known the truth, serve them and ask them questions until all of them are answered. The wise who know the truth will teach it to you. Towards the end of his discourse, Krishna says to Arjuna in Shloka 1863, Iti te jnana makyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrusheta dasheshena yatechasi tatha kuru. Krishna says, I have taught you the secret wisdom which is deeper than all that is confidential and profound. Reflect fully on what I have declared to you and do what you wish to do. Where was the question of belief or obedience? The scriptures of some major religions ask their followers to believe in the prime figure of the respective religions, but let me underscore the fact that the Srimad Bhagavad Gita encourages you to ask, and when you have inputs, process them, reflect upon them, experience the knowledge gained, and act responsibly. Is it so difficult? Why do so many people unnecessarily complicate life in the name of religion? Discover the serenity that lies beyond beliefs. Embrace the wisdom of inquiry, reflection, and experience, and let it guide you to a life of true understanding and inner peace. Thank you. Stay blessed. Jai Shri Krishna.